I don't know about you, but when I see that big claw operating, it reminds me of a humongous claw machine. But in this circumstance, it's a winner every time. Railroad ties. Hey everyone, welcome to possibly another Let's Catch a Train episode. On this Friday morning, I'm coming to you from the Norfolk Southern Railyard. I'm here today to see what a typical morning is like at a train yard. I picked this day just because it's a projected good weather day, and despite this being a smaller yard, this does see activity daily. On a daily basis, there's at least 2 Norfolk Southern trains that come through, 2 Reading and Northern trains. Sometimes you'll catch Delaware Lackawanna at the other end of the yard, and once in a while there'll be some maintenance away work being done here. So my plan is to hang out here for a while, see what kind of activity is taking place. However busy or quiet it is, you'll be able to see what a typical morning is like at a rail yard. So sit back, relax, and come along with me. So as I was setting up my camera, there was some high railers departing the yard, heading out on the road to probably a specific location of track to do some work. At the moment though, it is pretty quiet. There's no real personnel or trains or anything of the sorts. So it's just kind of me and the train yard. I'm going to slowly pan around here and just show you what the view is like. As you'll see in the distance, there is a locomotive sitting there that is typically used for what is called or known as K81. That is local work that's done usually down by Buttonwood, Yatesville area. They're also responsible for taking those tanker cars in the area in the distance there down, I believe, to R.J. Corman down in Luzerne County. So that may or may not be running later. Also, as I pan over more, there is some maintenance away equipment sitting on the rail there, which at various times I've been here before, there's been a lot of activity done. They've been replacing switches, sections of rail. I had documented that in the past, but it really is luck of the draw as to when they will be working and where. But as of right now, it is pretty quiet. But the only thing we could expect to see, depending on its timing, is if 11Z does come through, which is Binghamton down to Knoxville. It'll be coming down from that direction on the far right rail. And if I spin you back around, if 12Z comes, which is from Knoxville to Binghamton, they'll be coming up this direction on the far left rail. And Reading Northern usually comes with 2 different trains. There's one known as the JPVideos Yard Job Pittston. That'll typically come on the far right rail and then head up in the middle one to drop and pick up cars. And the SJPI, which is Scranton Job, no, PISB, sorry, Pittston to Scranton, would come on this closest rail, head over to the Kaiser Valley Industrial Park. So we're just going to have to wait around and see. It's going to be quiet for a while. I do have my scanner running as well, so if I hear any activity, then I know to at least maybe expect something coming. Otherwise, I'll just give you some updates periodically. I spotted that truck approaching in the rear of the yard there, and the gentleman got up in the crane controls and looks like he's unloading some ties from the back of the truck onto a pile with that big grabber. I don't know about you, but when I see that big claw operating, it reminds me of a humongous claw machine. But in this circumstance, it's a winner every time. Railroad ties. There's a loud noise coming, but it's not a train. It's a tree truck. I'll wait for that to pass by. Coming out hot. So despite that guy flying, that crane truck in the back there, the claw truck, is the only activity I've had so far. I did check the Norfolk Southern forums. There is the 12Z that did depart. but it's several hours away. It's not going to come through till maybe this afternoon, early evening. So I know for a fact we won't be catching that this morning. 11Z I haven't heard anything on coming from Binghamton, so that might be a pleasant surprise. Right now I'm just waiting on Reading and Northern, and I was hoping for some maintenance away work. It's always fun to watch to see the crewmen, you know, replacing ties, spikes, rails, switches, whatever they're doing. You know, they work together as a cohesive unit, and seeing the maintenance away little speeder vehicles, you know, they have their different mechanical arms and stuff like that. It's just kind of fun to watch as well. But I picked a day that's pretty quiet, and it's just the way it goes. It's the luck of the draw, especially in a small yard like this. One day it could be super busy, next day it's like it's asleep. But I don't mind though. It's still a nice morning to hang out here. There is some fog in the area, so it's not great crystal clear visuals, especially when I'm zooming in. It looks a bit cloudy and foggy. Supposed to get sunny later, and they're calling for a snowstorm tomorrow, which they're calling for over 6 inches. So I'm glad I got here when I did, but I know it's not the most exciting video. But if you guys do have interest in this, feel free to leave me some feedback. I can always come back in the future on another random day, whether it be beginning of the week or on the weekend, and we'll see if we can maybe have some more exciting footage at a rail yard. But I was hopeful, and I still am, but we'll see what happens. Just wanted to keep you up to date. Oh, he snuck up on me, so he emptied all his ties. So what we're looking at right now is a portable lift system. It says Translift on it. And what that is capable of doing is taking containers or trailers from semi-trucks, the 18-wheelers, and loading them on the train cars, forming the intermodal trains. And what it consists of is there's 2 arms, and on the bottom of those arms is gigantic wheels and tires. So that can maneuver about the yard on both sides of the rails. And that big claw hanging down lowers down, grabs the container from either the trailer or the train, picks it up, and moves it where it needs to go. But that is a pretty neat piece of equipment. If you want to see it in action, just do a YouTube search. Alright, it's approximately 8:32. I hear some activity on the radio. In the distance south, I do hear the distinct sound of a diesel engine. There may or may not be something approaching. Well, possibly my ears have been playing tricks on me, because the sound I heard went away and radio went quiet. Not sure what I was hearing, but I thought for sure a train was coming. Alright, so been hearing some chatter on the radio, and something's coming. I don't know if it's going to be DL or Reading and Northern. They're saying to be here before 10 o'clock. It's just after 9 a.m. now. So I'm going to hang around a bit longer, because it does sound promising that something will be coming. The problem is, though, if DL comes, they'll be in the north end of the yard. I won't really see them down here unless I went through Scranton and came up through the rear part of the yard with a little viewing area there, which at that time, by the time I get there, they may be done. I may miss something else, so I will hang out here a bit longer. Still hopeful that Reading and Northern is going to come with the yard job Pittston. They typically are here between 9 and 10 o'clock, so I'm kind of shocked they're not here yet. It's probably one of those days where I pick the day where they're running behind, or there's no runs at all coming today. Just the luck of the draw, like I said. So that's the latest update. I will be here for at least until 10 a.m. and then from there, if it's pretty quiet still, then that will be your look as to what a typical morning is like. But I don't know, I'm hopeful, but right now I'm losing hope. We'll see. Alright, promising news. I did hear a horn in the distance coming down south near the Old Forge area. I'm hoping it's Reading and Northern coming up. I know it's not going to be 12Z yet, so I think there may be a train approaching. So fingers crossed, toes crossed, that we at least get one train coming through to make it worthwhile to be here today on this rather chilly but dry Friday morning here in March. That engine 6950 just came online. There's no crew in there, but it did start up remotely. It's down by Danville right now. What's that? It's down by Danville. Is that what we're waiting for? No, Reading and Northern coming. Pardon me? Reading and Northern. Oh, they're coming in? Yeah. Alright. And the K81 is being crewed up. The engineer and conductor have entered the locomotive. They will start working soon too, so at least there's some activity picking up. And we have another train down there. They broke off from this one, the Reading Northern, that just passed. There's another set of cars with some locomotives on the rear end of it. Now that worked out perfectly. Look at that shot right there. Sitting side by side, ditch lights are on. That is pretty nice. 3:18 in the morning, and as you saw, in a matter of minutes, things changed considerably. It was dead calm for nearly 2 hours, and just before 10 a.m. I believe is when they went on board. They turned online and Reading Northern approached, and as you got to see, Reading Northern came as 2 different trains but as one train. So when they approached, they split off. The first one that came by, stayed far left, was the PISB, Piston and Scranton, which goes to the Kaiser Valley Industrial Park. The second one with the 3 multiple units is the YJPI, Yard Job Piston. And now we got K81 hooking up some cars, which will be going south to, I believe, Yatesville or Buttonwood, which will be dropping out for RJ Corman for their industries down there. But yeah, this is a typical morning at a rail yard. It's a Friday morning, and I didn't know what to expect. I was actually starting to lose hope because it was just so quiet for so long. And I kept hearing horns in the distance. I kept hearing chatter on the radio. I'm like, they're taunting me, they're teasing me. Where's all the trains? Where's all the action? But perseverance paid off. You know, being patient, being understanding that things aren't going to happen on cue. You know, you just have to go with the flow and just hope for the best. And I did that, and it worked out. So I have to say though, the nice, consistent multiple units was sounding pretty sweet. I mean, camera doesn't do it justice. You can feel the rumble in your chest. You know, the nice deep hum of the diesel engines, and got some great horn action as well, which is one of my favorite parts. But Reading Northern and Norfolk Southern K81 did their job, and we were able to capture it. So a typical morning here at a rail yard, you get to see it's quiet, it's busy. Within a matter of minutes, you never know what you'll see, what to expect. Again, if you'd like for me to do this again in the future, leave your comments down below. Maybe you could suggest which day to come. I could come on maybe a Saturday, or even maybe a Monday, maybe early in the week. It's busier than other days, not sure. 12Z is still coming. They are still a couple hours out, so I won't be able to catch that in this video. And 11Z, I haven't heard anything on. It might not come until tonight or overnight. But regardless, I have more things planned for today, which you'll see in future videos. But if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up to see more Let's Catch a Train episodes. Check the link down below. Otherwise, thank you so very much for watching. Take care, everyone. And like always, I'll see you in the next video.